Brainerd Squirt A versus Moorhead Black for the District 15 championship. Starting face-off. Got Marsh on center, Potvin left wing, and Stewart on right wing. Puck in the in the Moorhead zone, stolen away by Potvin, tied up in the corner. Marsh knocked down. Stewart comes away with it. Out to the point for Thompson. Thompson, stolen away from Thompson. Now Moorhead with a breakaway. They score off the breakaway. Not a great start. Puck back in the Moorhead zone again off the starting face-off. Up the wall, Moorhead out to neutral zone. Potvin stole it away, tips it to Stewart, rolls off his stick, turned over to Moorhead. Moorhead tries to send it up the wall, kept in by Potvin. Moorhead gets it back, they get it out to neutral zone. Cut off by Marsh and Stewart. Moorhead into the Brainerd zone. Shot from just inside the blue line. Saved by Churl. Rebound picked up by Norris. Sent over to Thompson. Thompson up the middle to Dahlheimer. Dahlheimer in across the blue line. Dahlheimer still with the puck and swept away by Moorhead up against the wall. Moorhead not able to clear it out. Paskey dumps it back in. Dahlheimer races in for it, but Moorhead clears it up the wall and out to neutral zone. Weezy pokes it forward. Off a Bible's stick, and Moorhead back the other way. Shot blocked by Weezy. And picked up by Henson. Henson tries to fire it around, but it hits a player. Dumped back in deep by Moorhead. Moorhead behind the Brainerd net. With the puck, try to spin away. And it's stolen away by Paskey. Paskey heads down ice. Paskey across the red line. In on the left side. Cuts towards the center. Paskey shot. Deflected up into the netting for a whistle. With 12:50 left in the first. Sweet on the faceoff. McDonald and Bates on wing. Thompson and Norris on D. Sweet to Bates. Bates' shot goes wide. Didn't get much on it there. Puck tied up against the left side wall. Pops out to Bates. Bates tries to dangle it to the net, but stolen away. And Moorhead heads out. 2-on-2 with Sweet chasing up from behind. Moorhead shot on goal. Loose puck out front. 2 saves. Couple rebounds there and a loose puck in the slot, but whistle dead. 12:25 on the clock. And they're bringing the face-off out. Not sure what happened there. Potvin on the face-off to Marsh. Marsh drops it to Norris. Norris over to Thompson. And Thompson turns it over out to neutral zone. Moorhead tied up by Stewart. Thompson, they get past Thompson, 2-on-1. Norris back over to the right wing. Shot wide and ends up on the far wall. Put through the slot. Norris steals it away. Norris up the wall. Out to Marsh. Marsh tips it forward to Potvin, center ice. Potvin across the blue line, slash, but still keeps control of the puck. Tries to get it to Marsh. It's intercepted by Moorhead. Moorhead sends it off the wall. Kept in by Paskey. Paskey skates down the left wall. Backhands to the slot. Moorhead there, and they clear it out. Moorhead 2-on-1 with Weezy back. Paskey and Henson and Stewart racing back. Shot on goal. Swept out high zone. Kept in by Moorhead. Moorhead down on the right side. And it looks like the net came off, a whistle. .11:22 left in the first. Moorhead with an early goal. Bible. Moorhead wins the faceoff out to the point. They dump it in along the wall. Picked up by Paskey in the corner. Paskey knocked down. Bible returns the favor. Wheezy trying to tie it up. Bible chips it up the wall to Henson. Henson gets it forward. Henson clears it on out. He's chased down and poked off his stick. Dumped back in deep in the Brainerd zone. Wheezy sends it up the wall out of Henson's reach. Shot by Moorhead, deflected behind the Brainerd net. Picked up by Paskey, chipped out to Dahlheimer. Dahlheimer tips it forward to Henson. Henson in across the blue line on the right side. Poked off his stick, top of the circle, and chipped back out to center ice. Moorhead 2-on-2 with Thompson and Norris back, but Moorhead offsides as they enter the Brainerd zone. Sweet on the face-off. Sweet over to McDonald on the wall. McDonald scoots it forward in the neutral zone, turns it over to Moorhead. Moorhead up the far side, in on the left side of the Brainerd zone, but they're offsides again. Face-off in the neutral zone. Sweet wins it back to Paskey, chips it forward along the wall in the neutral zone to Bates. Bates skates it in up the middle, poked off his stick. Moorhead heads back the other way. Moorhead in on the left side, angled off by Paskey. They dump it in deep. Norris picks it up down low, chips it back over towards Paskey. Paskey skates up the far wall, chips it out to neutral zone to Bates. Bates one-on-one. Now he's got McDonald coming up at his left side, but Bates enters in offsides. Bates dumps it in deep. Sweet in after it. Moorhead moving the puck up the far wall. Stewart poke check, but Moorhead gets it out to center ice. Paskey sends it across the zone to Stewart out of his reach and turns it over to Moorhead. Moorhead in on the left side, angled wide by Thompson. Thompson poking at it, ties him up in the left corner. Stewart trying to scoot it up the wall, sends it out to neutral zone. Potvin, one-on-one. Potvin in on the left side, deeks towards the middle, loses control of the puck, and turns over to Moorhead. Moorhead, center ice, over to the left side. They're offsides again. Marsh on the face-off in the neutral zone. Marsh chips it forward out to the red line. Moorhead fans on it. Carried in across the line by Potvin on the right side. Potvin out to the point. Kept in by Thompson. Wheezy. Wheezy dumps it on into the slot. And kept in by Marsh. Chipped back out to neutral zone by Moorhead. Moorhead dumps it deep in the Brainerd zone on the right side. Wheezy there. Drops it to Norris. Norris sends it up the near side wall. Kept in by Moorhead. Potvin pokes it across the blue line to Marsh. Marsh and Stewart 2-on-2. Marsh spins away, drops it to Potvin coming up from behind. Potvin backhands it towards the net. Loose puck in the slot. Ends up on goal. Stewart spins around. Nice! Brainerd on the board. Stewart spun around behind the net, tipped it out to Potvin, standing in the slot, and buried it. 1-1. Dahlheimer on the face-off. Marsh and Stewart on wing. Thompson and Paskey back on D. Paskey up through the neutral zone to Marsh. Missed pass turned over to Moorhead. They chip it back out. Moorhead tied up by Paskey, steals it away, heads in on the left side. Paskey tries to tip it towards the slot. There he goes. And it's intercepted out front. Moorhead up the far wall, out to center ice. Turned back over to Brainerd. Thompson cross center ice to Dahlheimer, intercepted. Stewart disrupts their play. Moorhead retreats back into their zone and sends it out to the left side. Stewart chips it across the blue line, comes down the right side, and Moorhead steals it away. Stewart chases him down. Loose puck picked up by Dahlheimer, sends it to the slot, but only Moorhead players there. They skate it on out. Norris and Paskey are back on D. Players take a fall on the left wall, drop down low to Moorhead, back to the slot. Puck behind the net. Puck comes up the right side wall. Moorhead keeps it in. Pressure from Dahlheimer. Puck down low, backhand towards the slot. Turl sweeps it back behind the net. Moorhead down low on the right side, out to the right winger. Shot saved by Turl. Bible sends it behind the net. Back over to Bible, sends it out through neutral zone. That's probably going to be an icing. We'll see where it ends up. Nope, that's going to stop short. Dahlheimer pressuring Moorhead deep in their zone along with Henson. Henson gets a stick on it, stops him, but a loose puck left behind the net, picked up by Moorhead. Dahlheimer out front, fans on it, darn. And loose puck picked up by Moorhead, out to neutral zone. Moorhead in up the middle, over to the left side. Nice poke check by Thompson, frees up the puck. Henson out to Sweet center ice. Sweet heads down ice with McDonald trailing. Sweet shot on goal, rebound up front, picked up by Moorhead. Sweet steals the puck away, sends it out to the slot, and goalie gets a stick on it, covers it for a whistle with 6:03 left in the first period. Sweet on the faceoff. McDonald, Bates on wing. Thompson, Norris back on D. Sweet. Moorhead wins the faceoff. They send it up the wall and skate it out to neutral zone. McDonald trailing. Gets a stick on it. Thompson angles them off to the left and behind them Brainerd net. Moorhead still with the puck. They try a centering pass. McDonald gets a stick on it. Not able to clear it out. Finally, Thompson gets it out to Bates in the neutral zone. Bates dumps it in deep. The rest of the team goes off for a line change while Sweet and Bates stay out. Moorhead clears it out to neutral zone, but Sweet has it. Sweet to Paskey. Paskey heads back into the Moorhead zone on the left side. Cuts towards the middle. Sweet. Shoot. Oh! Off the goalie's shoulder. Popped up high. Wasn't sure where it was going to come back down. Marsh just tripped down. It's going to be a penalty. Delay penalty come up on Moorhead for hooking. Brainerd power play for a minute and a half with 5:10 left in the first period. Marsh on the faceoff to Stewart. Stewart sweeps it out to Norris at the point. Norris back to Marsh. Marsh fires it up over the net. Behind the net, Potvin battling for it. Potvin out to the point for Norris on the right side. Norris, his shot's deflected up high. Lands down in the slot. Stewart. Moorhead sends it out to the point. Paskey with it. Paskey fires, hits a helmet, ends up in the netting. Brainerd Bantams cheering on the Squirts. Marsh, left wing circle. Over to Stewart, tipped out to Thompson. Thompson fires up into the netting again. Marsh. Over to the wall, Potvin. Down low, he's knocked down. Another penalty coming up on Moorhead as Potvin is checked down from behind. That might even be a 10-minute on Moorhead. No, just a minute and a half penalty. Right wing face-off now. 5-on-3, Brainerd. Dropped to Norris. Norris to Marsh. To Paskey. Paskey shot from the left wing circle. Saved and ends up in the right corner. Back out to Norris. Norris fans on it. And falls down. Loose puck. Sent down ice. And tripping penalty on Moorhead. They have another player sent to the box. Moorhead with 3 in the box. With 4 minutes left in the first period. Tie game, 1-1. Ref's trying to figure out what to do here. Marsh to Potvin, over to Paskey, left side. Paskey steps, shoots, hits traffic, ends up in the left corner. Marsh and Potvin digging it out. Marsh comes away with it. Out to Paskey. Yep, Paskey's up close. Fumbled the puck a little bit. Stewart at the point. Over to Norris on the right side. Norris steps up, shot, hits traffic, ends up in the left corner. And now another penalty coming up. I think this one's on Brainerd. Paskey going to the box. Looks like. Actually, I'm not sure. No penalty, but they brought the face-off all the way down the other end. No idea. 3:34 left. Potvin. Out to neutral zone. Potvin. Across the blue line. Potvin still with the puck down low. Centering pass. Stewart not able to get a stick on it. Stewart in the corner sends it up the wall to Thompson. Thompson at the right D position. Over to Paskey. Paskey fires. Keeps it down low, but it hits a skate, and it's swept out by Moorhead all the way down ice. With 3:08 left, it's an icing on Moorhead. Bible on the face-off. Bible. Over to Dahlheimer. Dahlheimer up the wall to Paskey, but not enough on it, so Moorhead gets the puck. They skate down ice. Moorhead cuts towards the middle, shot on goal. The 5-on-3 for Brainerd. Not able to keep control of the puck. Dahlheimer up the right side to Henson. Henson in on the right side. Tries to send it over to Bible out front. It hits a stick, and Moorhead tips it out. Thompson has to race back and retrieve the puck in the Brainerd zone. He sends it up the wall to Henson. Henson across the blue line. He's taken down. Henson, come on, boy. Turns it over to Moorhead. Moorhead skates it on out of the Brainerd zone. 5-on-5 now. Moorhead just skates right up the middle as Brainerd watches. Unfortunately, the puck came off the net, or the net came off the moorings for a whistle. Turl, a little shooken up. Sweet on the faceoff. Moorhead wins it out to the point. They dump it in along the left wall. Sent back out by Wheezy to Bates. Bates tied up on the wall. Tips it forward, but it's kept in by Moorhead. Shot on goal. Rebound picked up by Norris. Norris up the right side. Kept in by Moorhead again. Norris turns it over to Moorhead at the left wing circle. Moorhead out to the point. Moorhead not able to get a shot off. Is there more McDonald pressuring him? Bates races out to the left D with the puck. They get a shot off. Bates fumbles a puck in the Brainerd zone, turns it over to Moorhead. Shot blocked by Norris. Moorhead down the right wall. They send it over to the left corner. Tied up in the corner. Pops out to Bates on the wall. Bates flicks it off the wall, but Moorhead keeps it in. Send it to the slot, but Wheezy sends it over to the wall. Bates sends it out to the point again. Moorhead this time not able to keep it in. Bates almost steals it away, but Moorhead turns and heads back into the Brainerd zone on the left side. Shot off the side of the net. Wheezy swoops it over into the left corner. Stewart races in. Stewart and Marsh tying him up. Wheezy in to help now. And Moorhead sweeps it behind the Brainerd net. Norris sends it up the right side wall. McDonald sends it out across the blue line, and Moorhead sends it back in for offsides. Marsh on the faceoff. Back to Paskey in the Brainerd zone. Paskey sends it back out to the blue line. Marsh sweeps out to Potman center ice. Potman has to circle back to pick it up. Sends it over to Stewart. Stewart down on the right side in the Moorhead zone. Tries to center to Paskey. Kept in by Thompson. And Moorhead tried to clear it out. And Moorhead sends it up the wall and out to center ice. Moorhead over to their left wing. In across the blue line. Thompson angles him into the corner. Thompson and Marsh battling. Send it up the left wall. Hoffman got a stick on it. And that's the buzzer, end of the first period. Okay. Not sure how well Connor had that recorded, but it's tied up now. Moorhead scored, and then Brainerd just turned right around and scored one back. 13:43 left in the second. Moorhead in the Brainerd zone. Knocked off the puck by Dahlheimer. Sweet up the middle. Over to the left side. Shot, hits a shin pad. Moorhead sweeps it out to the point. Nobody there. And they dump it in deep in the Brainerd zone. Weezy picks it up. Shuffles it into the corner. Moorhead sends it out to the point, but nobody there. Stewart picks it up in the neutral zone, heads it on the right side. Stewart tripped. No penalty. Wow. Moorhead sends it up the far wall, kept in by Thompson. Thompson chips it through the slot. Nobody gets a stick on it. Ends up on the right side wall. Stewart trying to tie him up. Moorhead sends it out to center ice. Thompson there with Paskey. Moorhead turns back, stolen off their stick by Potman. Potman with Stewart 2-on-2. Potman in on the left side, down low. Potman loses the puck in the corner. Moorhead sends it up the wall. Moorhead out to center ice. Thompson there as they come in on the left side. Centering pass, pops out across the blue line. Moorhead has to reset, but they're still controlling it in the neutral zone. Back in on the left. They lose the puck. Thompson sends it out to neutral zone. Moorhead sends it back in deep. Paskey in the right corner with the puck in the Brainerd zone. Sends it up to McDonald, or to Potvin. Potvin tips it forward to Stewart. Stewart back to Potvin. Potvin over to Stewart on the right side. Stewart spins away, looking for some help. He's got two men on him. Thompson steps up. Thompson sends it to Potvin out front. He gets tied up, and the puck trickles over to the far wall. Moorhead steals it away and sends it out to neutral zone. Moorhead up the middle. Paskey and Thompson cut him off. They send it out to the point. Moorhead not able to keep it in. Stewart tying him up at the red line. Stewart sweeps it over to Dahlheimer on the left side of the Moorhead zone. Dahlheimer shot on goal is covered for a whistle. 11:31. Let me get these points on the board here. 2-2 in the second. Revival on the faceoff. Henson and Dahlheimer on wing. To draw. Revival flips it into the left corner of the Moorhead zone. Dahlheimer picks it up. Dahlheimer spins away from a defender. Tries to send it up the wall, but doesn't get enough on it. Races back and steals it back. Dahlheimer right up center zone, still with the puck. Now he's tripped down, still no penalty. And Moorhead sweeps it out to center ice. Over to their left wing and across the blue line. Shot from the top of the left wing circle. Easy save for Churl. Dahlheimer Henson with Thompson and Paskey. Thompson trying to scoot it up the wall out of the Brainerd zone. Sends it out to center ice. Dahlheimer tied up at the center circle. Scoots it across the line. Henson there, but nobody able to control it. Moorhead sends it back out. Moorhead across the blue line. Stolen away by Thompson. Thompson over to Paskey. Paskey sends it up the middle. Puck loose center ice. Whacked forward by Dahlheimer, turned over to Moorhead. Moorhead in on the left side. Shot on goal, stick save by Churl. And puck triples into the zone, into the net. Moorhead goes up 3-2 with 10:24 left in the second. Potvin across the blue line, knocked off the puck. Moorhead with it. Stolen away by Stewart. Stolen away by Moorhead. Moorhead out to neutral zone. In on the left side. Angled wide by Wheezy. They cut past him. Loose puck out front. Swept away by Norris to Potvin. Potvin out to center ice for Stewart. Marsh falls down. Stewart enters in on the left side. Stewart cuts towards the net. Puts it on goal. It doesn't get enough on. It looked like he was trying to get it over to Potvin. And somebody laying down on the ice. I guess it's Marsh. Laying in the crease here. You can see what happened. It looked like he just kind of slid into the crease. He wasn't moving, but now he's crawling to his knees. And he's up on his feet. Heads towards the net, or heads towards the bench. No penalty on the play. Face off in the Moorhead zone, left wing circle. 9:55 left in the second period. Brainerd down by 1. Moorhead wins the face-off. Send it behind the net up the near side wall. Out to neutral zone. Thompson fans on it. Turns it over to Moorhead. And they're offsides as they head into the zone. Brainerd wins the faceoff. Paskey up to Potvin. Potvin in on the left side. Potvin down in the corner, sends it to the right side for Stewart. Stewart loses control, turns it over to Moorhead. Moorhead sends it up to center ice. Thompson steals it away. Thompson drops it to Potvin on the left side. Potvin shot goes wide. Comes up the right side wall, kept in by Dahlheimer. Turns it over to Moorhead down low. Moorhead behind their own net. Potvin chases after him. Moorhead comes up the right side and out to neutral zone. 1-on-2 with Thompson and Paskey back. Moorhead is waiting for the rest of his team to show up. Shot goes high and wide, ends up on the left wall. Moorhead keeps it in, dumps it in deep in the Brainerd zone. Thompson sends it over to Paskey. Paskey sends it up the far wall, kept in by Moorhead. Skated out. There we go. Paskey chips it out to Dahlheimer, but Dahlheimer wins the race. Backhands it to Stewart, and Stewart buries it in the top left corner. What a beautiful play. Good hustle from Dahlheimer and Stewart to get down there and get back to that puck. 3-3. Center face-off. Dahlheimer in across the blue line. Henson trailing on the right side. Henson retrieves the rebound. Centering pass by Bible. Turned over to Moorhead. Donald steals it away in the neutral zone. And turned back over to Moorhead. Moorhead in on the left side. Dangles past Norris. But McDonald with a back check stops that play. Henson rushes out to the left D position. Moorhead dumps it in deep behind the Brainerd net. Puck pops out front. Moorhead player spins, shoots up over the net. McDonald clears it out to neutral zone. Moorhead with it. Over to the far side. Moorhead scoots it down the wall. And the puck flicked deep in the Brainerd zone with Moorhead offsides. Face off in the neutral zone. Sweet over to Bates. Moorhead in on the left side. Shot, blocker save by Churl. Rebound into the left corner. Thompson battling for it. Sweet races in to help. Sweet scoots it behind the net. Moorhead picks it up. Moorhead out to the right D. Shot deflected up over the net dangerously. Maskey sends it out to the point. Bates cut off at the blue line. Turns it over to Moorhead again. Moorhead sends it down the wall. Moorhead skates towards the net. Tries a centering pass, picked up by Bates. I guess it's whistled for a high stick as the puck was batted down. I didn't see who did that. I thought it was a Moorhead player. But face off back in the Brainerd zone, left wing circle. We have Marsh, Stewart, Potvin with Paskey and Norris. Marsh on the faceoff. Over to Norris. Norris to Paskey. Paskey sends it up to the far side to Potvin. Potvin chips it forward to Marsh. Out across the blue line. Over to Stewart. Stewart up the middle. Shot. Center mass. Rebound pops up front. And the goalie dives to cover it for a whistle. Potvin on the faceoff. Over to the left side. Moorhead tying it up in the corner. Potvin trying to dig it out. Pops out behind the net. Stewart races over to tie him up. Out to the point. Norris not able to keep it in. And sends it across the neutral zone for Potvin. Potvin dumps it deep into the Moorhead zone as Marsh and Stewart race in after it. Potvin in the left corner. Skates around up towards the middle. Shot through the slot. Ends up in the right corner. Stewart spins off a defender. Sends it out to Norris at the point. Norris, his shot hits shin pads and chipped out to Moorhead player. Almost a breakaway. Looks like a delayed penalty coming up on Brainerd. Moorhead with it deep in the Brainerd zone. Out front. Player stumbling. And the whistle dead as Brainerd finally gets a stick on it. Interference penalty. On Norris going to the box. With 5:55 left in the second. Moorhead with the power play, steps up the middle. Dahlheimer steals a centering pass, carries it into the right corner. Moorhead steals it back. Moorhead steps up, shot on goal, covered by Churl for a whistle. Face-off, puck loose in the slot, swept over to the side by Paskey. Out to the right D, Moorhead down the right side. Paskey angling him off. Moorhead sends it cross zone. Henson pressuring him. Thompson seals it away, and he's knocked down. Puck stolen back by Moorhead. They drop it down low. Moorhead steps up, tries to stuff it in. Rebound pops out. Henson carries it out to the point to Dahlheimer. Dahlheimer, if he can get past this player one-on-one, tries to deke around him. He's cut off. Moorhead heads back the other way. Moorhead, center ice, up the middle, 3-on-2. Paskey and Thompson back. They stop top of the right wing circle. They set up a play. Paskey pressuring him. Moorhead into the left corner. Back over to the left side. Puck comes up the wall to their left D. He steps up, shoots. Pad save by Churl. Centering pass, stolen away by Bible. Bible sends it all the way down ice. And that's an icing on Brainerd with 4 seconds left in the penalty kill for Brainerd. .429 left in the period. Play whistle dead. As Brainerd player is late for the face-off. Paskey sends it up the near side wall. Stewart chips it forward. Brainerd back to full strength. Moorhead. Stewart picks it up, carries it in on the right side. Centering pass to Marsh. Marsh fires, tip wide. Potvin down low. Back to Stewart, back to Potvin. Potvin out to McDonald at the point. McDonald over to Paskey on the left side. Paskey, his shot goes right through the crease, ends up in the right corner. Another shot from McDonald on the right side, ends up on the far left wall and turned over to Moorhead. Moorhead centers it out to center ice, 2-on-1 with McDonald back. Past McDonald, and their shot goes wide. Stewart sends it up the wall. He's stripped down. No penalty. Battle in the Brainerd zone. Paskey sends it out and all the way down ice for an icing. Give Brainerd a chance to catch their breath. Face off in the Brainerd zone, left wing circle. Moorhead fires from the left D, goes wide into the corner. Stewart races into pressure. Moorhead sends it out front and almost gets a shot off. He does get a shot off, actually broke his stick in the process. Puck covered by Churl for a whistle. Brainerd chips it out to the blue line. Moorhead keeps it in. Marsh manages to poke it out. Stewart with it. Stewart tries to send it up to Potvin. Gets tangled up in the neutral zone. And Moorhead heads back the other way. Moorhead in on the right side. Angled wide by Norris and Stewart. Potvin picks up the puck off the wall. Out to Marsh. Marsh poked off his stick in the neutral zone. Picked up by Potvin. Potvin in across the blue line, but I guess Marsh was just offsides. Bible on the face-off to Sweet. Sweet tips it across the blue line. It's turned over to Moorhead. Moorhead pressure deep into their own zone and bring it out to neutral zone. Intercepted by Dahlheimer, but didn't keep control of it. Moorhead carries it into the Brainerd zone on the right side, down into the right corner. Moorhead out to their left D. He fires. And the rebound drops into the crease. Oh, wait a minute, they're saying high stick. I think that's a no goal. The refs are signaling high sticking. Yeah. Face off in the Moorhead zone. There's indeed no goal. Moorhead with the puck sends up the near side wall and out to neutral zone. Thompson steals it away. He turns back, hands it over to Henson. Henson sends over to Potman on the far side. Potman dumps it down on goal. Henson into the right corner with the puck. Henson out front. Oh, hits the side of the net. Tried to center it to Potman out front, but Henson pressuring him, steals the puck away, neutral zone. He's knocked down center Brainerd zone, and puck trickles down low. Thompson with it. Thompson out to neutral zone. Turned over to Moorhead. Potman steals it away. Puck trickles on goal. And covered by the goalie for a whistle. Face off in the Moorhead zone. Marsh over to the wall. Marsh behind the net. Centers it. Potman, backhand, goes wide. Sorry. Marsh sends it to the far corner. Moorhead clears out to the point. Norris not able to keep it in. And loose puck, center ice, picked up by Stewart. Dropped to Paskey. Paskey up to Marsh, center ice. Moorhead seals it away. Up the middle. Their shot deflected high and wide of the Brainerd net. Paskey sends it up the far wall. Marsh. Back to Paskey. Paskey can't clear it out. Brainerd not able to get the puck across the blue line. Centering pass by Moorhead, intercepted by Norris. He sends it all the way down ice. Stewart racing down. Stewart steals it away. Center it. Spins, shoots. Rebound, pops out. Thompson races up. Slap shot. That was just wide, and that's the buzzer for end of second period. Center face-off, start of the third period. Potvin races in. Puck kept in. Stewart fumbles it. Puck still in the Moorhead zone. They manage to clear it out. Moorhead pass it up the middle. Shot on goal. Glove save by Churl. Held. Marsh. Moorhead wins the face-off. Trickles out across the blue line. Potvin sends it to Stewart, but swept away by Moorhead. And then poked across the blue line by Brainerd for an offsides. Neutral zone face-off. Bible sends it across the blue line. Henson races in after it. Moorhead controlling it. They send it back out to neutral zone. Moorhead in on the left side. Henson chases them down. They're offsides as they enter Brainerd zone. Neutral zone face-off. Moorhead wins it. They chip it in to the Brainerd zone. McDonald races in for it. He's beat to the puck. Moorhead shot on goal and saved by Churl. And the net comes off for a whistle. Marsh on the face-off. Puck into the right corner. Paskey. Up the far side to Stewart. Stewart across the blue line. Centering pass to Potvin. Potvin up the middle. Poked off his stick. Potvin gets it back. Tries to chip it towards the slot. It's turned over to Moorhead. Moorhead skates on out. Center ice. Paskey and Thompson there. Paskey cuts over and angles them wide into the left corner. Moorhead still with the puck down low. They try to center it, and it's covered by Churl for a whistle. Bible on the face-off, wins it back to Wheezy. Wheezy to Norris down behind the Brainerd net. Norris up the wall to Henson. Henson sends it to Dahlheimer, center ice. Dahlheimer in across the blue line, loses control. Henson loses a tire as he tries to pick it up. Dahlheimer chips it forward, but Moorhead sweeps it out to center ice. Wheezy's there. Dusts it off a little bit. Henson tries to carry it, but it's knocked off his stick at the red line. Moorhead heads in up the middle. Shot on goal. Glove save by Churl. Face off in the Brainerd zone. Sweet. To Paskey. Paskey skates behind the Brainerd net. Up the middle to Potvin. Potvin trying to settle the puck, but it's turned over to Moorhead. Puck into the Moorhead zone. Moorhead tries to sweep it out. Moorhead in on the left side. They lose control of it. Paskey chips it back out to neutral zone. Potvin stick on it. Puck bouncing around in the neutral zone. Sent forward by McDonald to Potvin. Potvin cuts towards the left side. Potvin still the puck. Down behind the Moorhead net now. Tries to center it. But Bates is tied up out front and not able to get a stick on it. Moorhead comes away with it. And they head out of zone. Moorhead. And on the left side, McDonald. Burned past McDonald. Shot on goal. Saved by Churl. March on the faceoff, dropped to Thompson. Thompson spins back, sends it up the wall for Stewart. Stewart pokes it across the blue line, but he gets tied up in the neutral zone. Moorhead steals it away and heads back in. Moorhead centering pass, cut off by Norris. Rebound pops out, blocked by Marsh into the left corner. Thompson picks it up. Thompson skates it on out of the Brainerd zone and in on the right side of Moorhead zone. Thompson stops down in the corner and centering pass to Stewart, and he's not able to get a shot off. Stolen off the stick. Moorhead heads back out. Puck center ice off of one of their own players. Dahlheimer with it. Dahlheimer in across the right side to Marsh. Marsh fires, shot, rebound up front, and covered for a whistle by Moorhead goalie. 11:15 left. Puck in the Moorhead zone, trying to scoot it up the near wall. Paskey keeping it in. It finally pops out. Paskey steals it away. Paskey cuts towards the middle. Tries to cut through traffic. It's poked off his stick. Moorhead up the middle. Guy left alone on the right side, but not able to settle the puck. Puck down in the Brainerd zone. Bible out to Bates. Bates all alone. Over to Henson on the right side. Henson across the blue line. And he's dragged down. What the heck? No penalty there. Moorhead thought that was offside, but the ref waved it off. And Moorhead heads back the other way. Moorhead over to the right wing. McDonald there. Centering pass. Norris cuts him off. Puck in the center. Stewart intercepts. Stewart loses control, pokes it forward to Potvin. Potvin up the middle, cut off by two defenders. Loose puck off the right side of the net. Out to Stewart. Stewart has plenty of time to shoot. It's a player. Puck still loose in the slot. Potvin with a stick on it, sends it towards the slot again. And Moorhead goalie covers it for a whistle with 9:50 left in the third period. Marsh on the faceoff in the Moorhead zone. Moorhead comes away with it behind their own net. Spin back, try to come up the left side. Intercepted by Stewart. Down low to Potvin. Potvin chips it towards the slot, but it's turned over to Moorhead. Stewart steals it back. Puck off a skate, comes out to neutral zone. Weezy tips it over to Thompson. Thompson back to Weezy, but it's behind him. Weezy has to race over for it. Moorhead carries it into the Brainerd zone on the right side. Takes down a Moorhead player, no penalty. Marsh picks it up. Marsh taken down, no penalty. Potvin to Stewart on the right side, 2-on-2. Stewart past the right wing circle, he's angled wide, tied up in the right corner. Another Moorhead player comes and swoops it away. Puck sent all the way down ice by Moorhead. That's going to be an icing. 8:55 left in the third. Face-off right wing circle, the Moorhead zone, pops all the way out to neutral zone. Paskey picks it up over to Norris at the red line. Norris down the wall to Dahlheimer. Dahlheimer over to Sweet coming up the middle. Sweet not able to settle it. It's turned over to Moorhead. Moorhead into the Brainerd zone on the right side. Tried to send it across zone, intercepted by Paskey. Paskey up to Dahlheimer. Dahlheimer into the Moorhead zone on the left side. Dahlheimer, his fans on the shot, ends up behind the net. Bible picks it up, tries to recenter it. Bible gets a stick on it again, picked up by Moorhead. Moorhead chips it out to the blue line, but nobody there. And it's out to neutral zone. Moorhead in on the left side, guy open on the right. Thompson cuts over just in time and blocks the shot. Puck bouncing in the right wing circle, picked up by Moorhead. They circle behind the Brainerd net. Centering pass intercepted by Marsh as he's hooked down. And Dahlheimer carries out the loose puck to neutral zone, passes it over to Sweet, but Sweet's going to the bench. He didn't see it. Thompson races over, chips it to Stewart. Stewart with some room, skates in on the right side. Stewart, backhand shot. It tips off the goalie's mask and into the left corner. Marsh tying him up. Moorhead sends it up the wall. Norris sends it back down deep. Puck behind the net. Stewart steals it. Stewart tries to get it out to Dahlheimer. It's poked back into the corner. Stewart knocked down again. No penalties. It's letting it happen. And Moorhead clears it out to center ice. 1-on-2. Moorhead back with Thompson and Norris. Thompson steals it away. Chips it up the wall. Moorhead keeps it in. Marsh picks it up. Marsh sends it. Oh, loses it. Chips it back to Thompson. Thompson tries to send it out to neutral zone. It's intercepted by Moorhead. Moorhead fans on it in the left wing circle, and they send it to the right corner. Puck pops out top of the blue line. Stewart pokes it across the blue line. Potvin, Stewart, and Marsh poked off Potvin's stick as he gets close to the slot. Potvin centers it, and it's picked up by Moorhead. Moorhead heads back the other way. 2-on-2. Paskey and Norris back, and Moorhead offsides with 6:35 left in the game. Bible on the face-off. Henson and Dahlheimer on wing. Weezy and Paskey back on D. Dahlheimer, center ice, turned over to Moorhead. Bible got a stick on it, intercepted, pushing Moorhead deep into their zone. They circle back and chip it out along the far wall to their left wing. Pass intercepted by Dahlheimer, who turns back the other way. Dahlheimer in across the blue line, he's tripped. No penalty. And Moorhead heads back into the Brainerd zone. 3-on-2. Paskey and Thompson, or Paskey and Weezy, shot on goal and covered by Churl for a whistle. 6:05 left. Bible out to the point at Moorhead. They fire it in, saved by Churl. Dahlheimer on the face-off to Thompson. Thompson loses it, center of the Brainerd zone. Moorhead out front, fires and deflects up into the netting. Had a guy standing right in front of the net with the puck and sent it up into the netting. Face-off in the Brainerd zone, right wing circle. Marsh with Stuart Potvin. Paskey off the glass, out to the point. Potvin with some room. Oh, he falls down at the red line. Has to chip it forward in the Moorhead zone. Stewart not able to keep it in. Moorhead heads back the other way. 3-on-2. Potvin back to help. Stick save by Churl. Rebound into the right corner. Moorhead scoops it behind the net. Moorhead spins off of McDonald and sends it out to their left D. Moorhead over to the right wing. blocked by McDonald, or backed by Paskey. Paskey trying to get a stick on it. Paskey chips it forward. Paskey with the puck in the left corner. Skates on out. Paskey to Potvin center ice. Not able to settle the puck. It trickles all the way down into the Brainerd, or into the Moorhead zone. Stewart with it. Stewart down behind the net. Circling. Spins away from the two defenders. Wants Stewie out to the point. Thompson chips at it. Moorhead has to bat it down. And here comes Moorhead in across the blue line. McDonald caught a little flat-footed. They get a shot on goal, saved by Churl. Moorhead down behind the Brainerd net. McDonald steals it away, shuffles it up at the wall. Potvin gives it a little more. He sends it out to neutral zone. Marsh not able to get to it in time. It's turned back over to Moorhead. Moorhead up the middle. In on the left side. Thompson not able to stop him. And Thompson able to chip it out just across the blue line. Moorhead off sides. A lot of pressure from Moorhead here. Brainerd not able to do much in the past 5 minutes or so. Looks like somebody's taking a timeout. Dahlheimer on the neutral zone face-off over to Norris. Norris chips it up the wall. Dahlheimer races in after it into the Moorhead zone. Out front, Henson knocked down, almost got a shot off. Bates digging it out, and it pops out to the left wall. Norris steps up. Norris chips it up to Bates, and it's swept away by Moorhead. Moorhead comes out to center ice. Moorhead. Henson chasing. Paskey back. Henson steals it away, chips it out through the neutral zone as Stewart and Dahlheimer race back for it. Moorhead sends it back out to neutral zone. Chipped in by Dahlheimer. Potvin gets a stick on it. Potvin with it. Down low. Stewart coming up the middle. He's tied up. Potvin over to the far side. Thompson pokes it in. Oh, that was so close. Potvin got a stick on it, but not enough to aim. Thompson plows down his own player. 2-on-1. Paskey's back over to the right side. Shot. Nice save by Turl. Rebound. Swept up the line by Thompson out to neutral zone. Hobson. Oh, Stewart with a breakaway. Oh, and his shot goes wide as he dekes to the forehand. Puck into the left corner. Moorhead skates it on out into the left side of the Brainerd zone. Shot from the left wing circle, saved by Churl. 2:46 left in the third. Marsh. Dahlheimer, center ice with Bible on his right. Poked off Dahlheimer's stick. Turned over to Moorhead. Moorhead off a Bible skate. Puck loose. Bible picks it up. Stolen away from him. Moorhead back out to center ice. In up the middle. Wheezy gets a stick on it, and their shot's deflected into the glass. Wheezy puts it up against the goal, and it's covered for a whistle. Face off in the Brainerd zone, shot from the left point, saved and rebound, swept out to neutral zone. Potvin to Stewart. Stewart and Marsh and Potvin. And Potvin just off sides. 2:02 on the clock. Potvin off the face-off shot and saved by Moorhead goalie for a whistle. Face-off will be right wing circle, Moorhead zone. Marsh, Potvin, Stewart with Paskey and Thompson on D. Timeout. Moorhead wins a face-off in their own zone. They send it up the near side. And across the blue line on the right side. Thompson comes down. Potvin chips it forward to Marsh. Marsh chips it over to Stewart. Stewart in on the left side. Stewart shot up over the net. Rebound up the far wall. Potvin settles it. Skates down the wall. Spins away. He's tied up on the wall. 1:24 left. Marsh scoops it out to Paskey. Paxey walks the line. Shot goes wide into the left corner. Stewart out to Thompson. Thompson sends it back to Stewart. Stewart centers it. Potvin. Puck loose in the slot. And finally covered for a whistle. Marsh on the face-off. Potvin tied up on the wall. Marsh races in to help. Moorhead comes away with it. They send it to the far side of the zone and on out. Moorhead down ice, cut off at the blue line by Paskey, whose puck picked up by Stewart. Stewart sends it down low to Norris. Norris chips it out to the neutral zone for Potvin. Potvin to Paskey coming up the middle. Paskey from the right wing circle, shot on goal, save. A stretching save by the Moorhead goalie with 35 seconds. Potvin on the face-off. Over to Stewart on the wall. Tied up in the corner. Moorhead sends it up the near side. Moorhead out to center ice. Cut off by Norris at the blue line. Puck still out in neutral zone. Marsh not able to get it, and Moorhead heads in. Moorhead. Pass is blocked by Paskey and swept out to Potvin at the center ice. Potvin in on the left side. Cuts down low. Comes Marsh up the middle. Marsh centering pass. Oh! Shot goes wide. Shot. 3-3. See what they're going to do for OT, if anything. Start of 10 minutes, sudden death overtime. Brainerd in across the blue line. Stewart chips it down into the corner and races in after it. Potvin down low with him. Moorhead sends it up the near side wall and out to neutral zone. Moorhead pass over to the left wing in across the blue line. Knocked off the puck by Paskey. The puck is covered by Churl for a whistle as it slides on goal. Face off, left wing circle, Brainerd zone. Marsh with Potvin and Stewart. Thompson and Paskey on D. Up the wall, kept in by Moorhead. Centering pass, intercepted by Swede. He sends it off the glass for Potvin. Potvin in on the left side, over to Marsh. Marsh not able to get a shot off. Puck loose in center zone. Moorhead picks it up. Moorhead, center ice. In on the left side, angled wide by Thompson. Their pass is blocked by Thompson. Marsh gets a stick on it, tips it out to neutral zone. Potvin with Stewart. Stewart in on the left side, cuts towards the net. He's bumped off the puck, gets a shot off, but saved. Moorhead down low, sends it up the wall. Paskey picks it up. Paskey fires on goal. Stick save, pops up over to the left side of the net. Potvin tied up. Marsh races in. Marsh with it. Down low to pass for Potvin. Potvin, his shot is saved and covered for a whistle. Face off, left wing circle. Moorhead wins it, send it up the wall. Paskey stops it. Paskey cuts towards the net. Pass out front to Henson, and Henson scores the winning goal with a pass from Luke Paskey. Brainerd scored A. Wins in overtime against Moorhead Black.